All right. Hello, everyone. I hope that you are well. I do want to apologize in case my voice goes out in between while I am doing this in advance, but I do hope that you guys are well. We're going to go ahead and get started into this midday weekly reading for you all and see what's going on, what's happening. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. My voice has just not been the best recently, so I do apologize. But we're just going to go ahead and get started with our proverb reading for today, for the week. Hello, love. How are you? Excuse me. It might not be the long because my voice does keep going out, but we're gonna do what we need to do. So we have the number 3 for our I Ching proverb. And it is difficulty at the beginning, which is above water, below thunder. And if we're thinking about the new moon that is happening tomorrow, it can definitely be in results of that and or because of that in itself. So it says thunderclouds release rain that eases tension caused by chaos or confusion. As a new undertaking begins, it sometimes takes a release of pent-up stress to push on to the next step. Thunder can't hold water above it. The rain must fall. In the storm's aftermath, new clarity, excuse me, will emerge. So we're thinking about the last few proverbs that you've gotten. It was about that having to bite through something, that there was an obstacle, excuse me, in your way that was causing you issues, troubles, or problems. And it was a matter, is this an obstacle that I need to bite through, that I need to confront, that I need to face, an issue that I actually need to deal with, or is this a redirection for where I need to go? So with this is saying that maybe you have actually decided and figured out, because the last reading also said that it was a final decision needed. You need to make it right away. So it could have been that you actually made that final decision. My heart. It could be that you made that final decision and now there's a little bit of difficulty at the beginning because you were making progress, but now it's starting over again with the ending of a cycle, with the ending of a habit, with the ending of a relationship, with the ending of a thought pattern, whatever it is. So if you need to get rid of some of that, right, because during that time period you have to focus on dealing with that. So if you need to get rid of that stress, anger, things of that sort, do that as well. But either way, it will be some difficulty at the beginning, but this is letting you know that you have made it over the difficult part in the first place. Okay, so your affirmation or words is water over thunder, the storm relieves tension. So, okay, so that also means if you need to cry, cry. If you need to scream, scream. If you need to take some time to yourself, take some time to yourself. If you need a vacation, take a vacation. If you need to meditate more, if you need to be conscious, that is also a release of that as well, right? Saying no a little bit more, saying yes to maybe indulging in yourself a little bit more, and taking that in as well, okay? So now what we're going to go ahead and do, because this has been laying on my heart, my goodness gracious, we're going to go ahead and get into the in the shadows as well as the hidden truth. For what's going on with you, so that way before the new moon comes, you'll be able to see exactly what's going on with that new start. So Spirit, what is going on in the shadows of the collective's mind with this difficulty at the beginning happening? What is going on in the shadows for them? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What do they need to know for this difficulty that is happening? All right, anything else, Spirit? Okay. Kicking my ass. Okay. All right. So we have in the shadows for this new start, this new moon, for what's going on with this difficulty at the beginning. It could be the release of a relationship with someone and or the idea that you had with someone in itself. That is what's currently going on in the shadows for you at this time. So it is a means of knowing that you guys possibly had a connection, right? This is in the shadows. So This is like your intuition, something that's you dream about, think about, fantasize about, things of that sort. So in the shadows of your intuition, of your gut, you know that you guys had a soul connection. And soul connections doesn't mean that you guys have to be together this entire time that you are on this realm. And in that sense, a soul connection means that I learned a lesson from you, or you learned something from me. We had a connection where we were able to grow, heal, where we were able to stop a cycle, whatever it is. A soul connection is more than just romance. It could be with family, it could be with friends, it could be with career. Okay? So, and this means this is letting me know that this is a relationship. It could be a friendship or it could be a romantic relationship. But you guys had a soul connection and you wondered how far it would go. Okay? And it was in a means of not so much that this was necessarily a bad thing, right? A bad relationship. It just you wondered how far this soul connection will go. Because, like I said, it's not something that's going to last this entire time that you are here. So, with you understanding that this person is here for an experience, for a moment, for a time, it is a recognition of wondering how far that connection would have went, right? And you are happy that it's over. It's not, like I said, it's not so much a bad experience. It was just, again, something that needed to happen for you to use Louise Pumpkin and Cheese. X-Price. It is something that needed to happen, like I said, to heal and or end the cycle, for you to gain experience, for you to gain a lesson. So you wondering how far it would go. Again, it wasn't anything bad or anything of that sort. It was just a means of taking it all in with this person. Okay? It says, I understand you better now. Right? So with this connection, it allowed a deeper expansion of your own perspective of what the outside world has for you and what's going on in those connections. So you understand this person better now, because now that it's over, now that you were able to not so much ponder the relationship, but reflect on the relationship and understand the relationship and what it meant to you, you were understanding also what it meant to them and for them as well. So you were able to understand them better in a sense. I'm so sorry. You were able to understand them better in a sense of why this didn't last, right? We do have, I'm waiting for an apology, right? But I'm hearing that this is with a different person completely. So with this first person, the connection ended. It was great. It was a great lesson. However, with this second person, you're waiting on an apology. You're waiting on, it's like you're waiting on a confirmation that you were right, in spirit of saying you don't need that. Especially with the acknowledgement that you're not going back to this person that you are looking for an apology for. Why do you want them to come to you in the first place? Right? Why do you want to interact with them? If you're waiting on an apology, it means that in some sort of way you feel like there was an unfairness, an injustice, that you were done wrong, or that there's hurt there, that there's something that you need to heal on. So if you're waiting on an apology, but you know that you're not coming back, it's this recognition of, why are you fantasizing about someone and or something in regards of that this person is not right for you, right? Again, this is separate from the person that you had a soul connection with, and that it just, I'm hearing, was a timed out connection. This was this was for sure a lesson needed to happen with this person that you're waiting on an apology for. It was for sure a lesson that you needed to happen, and it isn't a means that it says you didn't imagine it, right? You didn't imagine it, which is probably why you are fantasizing about this person coming back, apologizing, saying what they did wrong, saying how they treated you. It's like not so much in a stroke of your ego, but in a means of justifying what your ego was doing now, I'm hearing. So whatever you're doing now in regards to this situation happening with this lessons learned, it is a means of you recognizing that with this third party, that it's just a matter of dropping it. You have to let it go. That if you're not going back to this person and you're fantasizing about this person and them coming back, but you also didn't imagine it, why are you second guessing something that you already know that you didn't imagine? Why are you fantasizing a delusional state of self which is conflicting with your reality? Okay? Don't wait on an apology from this person. Okay? Now, for the last one, this I'm hearing is involved with your career or with your business or finances or things of that sort, which is, I fear that you will reject me and I don't need your approval. So this is letting me know that you are wanting to go out and do something on your own. You have a fear of the outside world possibly rejecting you, what you're going to put out, a fear of rejection of your ideas, fear of rejection of how you put yourself out there. I'm so sorry, you guys. Bless my heart. Fear of that rejection, of the what society, what the outside world will say to you, putting that on yourself. You know that you don't need anybody's approval to do what you want to do because it is you living in your purpose, which is where it comes to that past proverb of biting through, which also comes with that releasing the tension, releasing of the hurt, the stress, whatever it is, so that way you can recognize that it may be difficulty at the beginning with this start with this jump of your career, with you deciding to quit your job or venture out on your own, or maybe I'm hearing an expansion of your gifts, right? So versus feeling like you only can do this, you are now deciding to add more to it. So it's this fear of rejection from the outside, of not being accepted, of not succeeding, things of that sort, but progress. You've already been making progress. Now you are going to continue forward on that, and you don't need anyone's approval, okay? So for in the shadows, this first person, if it resonates with you and resides within, this is about a soul connection that has reached its time. And it didn't end badly. You are happy that it's over because it allowed you spiritual growth, healing, enlightenment, and it also allows you to understand and expand your perspective on other people as well as this person, right? So that soul connection, just because it doesn't last in this lifetime, doesn't mean you won't have it in another one, or you won't have it with somebody else in a different body, okay? For the next one, you are waiting on an apology from somebody that you don't even want in your life for real. You just want to heal and or stroke your ego in a sense, and it is regarding that you need to let it go. You didn't imagine it, so don't doubt yourself, don't question yourself. This situation didn't work out for a reason. It was for a lesson, and let it go. Okay? Hopefully you don't meet this person again because it's not a self connection. And for the last one, follow your dreams, follow your goals. You don't need approval for anything. You don't need to worry about being rejected because you will be accepted by those that are willing and ready to receive what you have and are putting out there. And those that aren't meant for you in the first place, okay? So that is what's going on in the shadows in regards to the difficulty that you will be facing at the beginning, right? It was a loss of a soul connection, it was a loss of a relationship, or it was a loss of financial stability due to being at a regular job. Whatever it is, it may be difficulty at the beginning and realizing that you have to let go, you have to move on, and you have to start progressing in your own life, okay? So with this, we're going to go ahead and get the hidden truth so that way we can get a little bit more into what you're hiding from yourself on the day-to-day basis in regards to this difficulty that you are having at the beginning. Right? So you have been making progress, you were able to bite through and maneuver around that obstacles that came your way, and now it is a means of what are you hiding from yourself with this realization of everything, okay? So what is the hidden truth for this difficulty at the beginning? What are they hiding from themselves? What do they need to recognize? What is the hidden truth for their difficulty at the beginning? Hiding from themselves and not being honest about it. Okay. Okay, sorry, because we had two separate stories. All right, so we have two separate instances. Again, kind of like the same. It's not three, but we'll double check. Oh wow, there was three. All right. So for the first one, we have it was my fault, but I blamed you. You came closer than anyone. I hope that you can forgive me one day. And I know I messed everything up. So this is with the hidden truth that you are having that realization with yourself. Okay, what you were trying to hide and deny from yourself, what you think about or you notice things on a daily basis. So it was your fault for an instance, but you blame someone else. which is also probably most likely, I'm hearing, what you had to bite through. You had to take accountability. You had to take responsibility and own up to that. And it was a means because this person came closer than anyone. It came closer than anyone to hitting a trigger and possibly healing it. It came closer than anyone to allowing you to open up, be more vulnerable and expressive. That came closer to anyone to allowing you to just be yourself. Came closer to anyone to pushing you and supporting you in your goals. Okay? And it was a means of saying, again, I can hope that you can forgive me one day. Because it is, what I'm gathering from this one is, because it ends with, I know I messed up everything. You self-sabotage based off of your own doubts, your own fear, your own feelings, right? And that is in a means of somebody was helping you and or you were helping them. It was this very collaborative relationship, which again allows to the soul connection, right? So with the soul connection, again, that could be why the soul connection ended. It wasn't, like I said, bad. It was your fault, but you blame somebody else. But I'm hearing that you were able to recollect that with this person, which is why you are a soul connection ended in the way that it did, not in a negative way, but just in the way that it had to go, right? This person came closer than anyone. That's why I said you won't be with this person for this lifetime, but if you meet this soul connection again, it can happen in another body and or another lifetime. So you hope that this person can forgive you one day because you did blame them for your own self-sabotaging, your own thoughts, your own doubts, your own conflictions, whatever you did, it was a means of you blame them like, oh, it's because they didn't message me in time. It's because they didn't tell me this exactly. It's because we didn't do this exactly. It was something where you tried to blame the other person, and it was a means of you feeling like you lacked in something, and that is what caused it. Because this person got closer to something that you needed to correct and or fix, but you didn't. And that's why you know that you messed up everything. Because it was out of self-sabotage, which was a card that was given to some of the people in those readings. Self-sabotage, not respecting boundaries, things of that sort. If that sounds very familiar, which is what I'm hearing with this soul connection that happened, it was in a means of you not being quite ready to, I'm hearing, heal that soul line, heal that information within your soul, which is why that is there. Okay? It says that's why you know it's a soul connection, but that's also why you blame them. Because you recognize that it was clicking something in you that was very familiar, not of this lifetime, but forever. Okay? The next one that we have, this relationship is not it. It says, I want you. Just being near you is intoxicating. You speak to me through music. I am becoming a better person. So we're thinking about somebody again in the middle who wasn't for you. They're not for you. They're not right. It's just a means of letting them go, right? They are intoxicating. That could be why you're also looking for an apology. Is that when they bring you in, it causes you, which again is your own actions and reactions to somebody's actions or reactions. It intoxicates you to maybe lift up on those boundaries, to maybe be a little bit more submissive, but not in the way of like, I'm just hearing like, it's making me say a doormat, in a sense, a placemat, a placeholder. In a sense, you're okay with just being there when somebody wants you around, but not actually being there when they, you're okay with being there when people need you around, but not when they want you around, right? Which is where that intoxicating feeling can come from, which is where that realization of in the shadows of you wanting that apology, of you fantasizing about them being like, you gave all this to me, you've done this for me, you've helped me grow and learn and all that, and you want that, but it's just a realization that they are intoxicating. It means that you are being poisoned and not the other way around. We also have you speak to me through music, which it leads back to that I'm fantasizing about this person and thinking about this person. Maybe this will happen and it's this scene scenario, and it's not. It's because you want this person, but in regards, in your shadows, you know that this person is not for you, which is why you don't want to approach them, and which is why you also don't want them in your life. Because the last one is, I am becoming a better person. You're recognizing the ways in that relationship that it just wasn't benefiting you in any sort of way or fashion, and it was actually pulling you down, right? It was making you deny yourself. It was making you not love yourself as much. It was making you regret giving in any relationship. I ain't doing that for another person. I'm not having that. No. And it's like, now you're stopping your own self, and you are going to become a better person. So in the shadows, it's this realization of what you want is not what you truly desire or know that you deserve. Okay? So for the last one, we have I feel you even though we are apart. My life is not as together as it seems. So with this one in regards to the career, the business, it could be that you again, it is okay. You are starting out, you are biting through. Not everything has to be put together, especially not at the beginning. Nothing is really ever put together at the beginning. Okay? It is still just the start. It's like the beta, right? It is the beginning of it, okay? And if you feel this person, even though you are apart, I'm hearing that you are feeling their energy that they provided to what you are wanting to do, right? So the strength that you see in others, the determination, the focus that you see in others, it is what you also see in yourself and what you are also feeling of yourself, which is why you feel this person even though you are apart. If they were here, they would have did this better. They would have said this better. They were better at, managing money, time, things, whatever it is in that front. And don't make your life seem as together as it seems when it comes to building a foundation or a business or a new job or a career, or you are wanting to be your own entrepreneur, whatever it is. Don't make your life seem as together, because then you are blocking resources of support. If somebody, oh, they got it, they're good. You ever, my voice cracked like you ever hear somebody say, I don't know what to shop for them because they have everything, right? If you seem like you have everything, everything's fine, everything's good, it is harder for spirit to come in. It's harder for outside resources to come in. So if you feel this person, even though you're apart, it could be like, why am I feeling this? Is it because of the determination they have, the drive they have, the attention and detail that they had? Is that why I'm feeling them even though we're apart? It's because I feel like I'm lacking what they had. And why am I making my life seem as together as it is when I'm struggling to get my business to start it up? I know I don't need anybody's approval. You know that. You know that. And if in regards of if you're fearing rejection from society, you will make it seem like you got everything together. Versus recognizing that you don't, and it's not as together as it seems, and that allows help and support in. Okay? So that is the hidden truth for you that is in the shadows. We're just going to go ahead and get some final messages. Woo, bless me. We're just going to go ahead and get some final messages and see what these energy holds, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and see what this energy holds for you for today, okay? What does this energy for releasing hold for today for the collective? Just for today, Spirit. What is the energy of releasing hold for today for the collective? Alright, so the first card that popped out is boundaries. Like I said, it could be a means for some of you that your boundaries have been a little laxy lazy, have not been sure, things like that. So when you set boundaries, it's because you're sure of yourself, you're sure of your worth, you understand what you deserve, you understand who deserves access to your energy, your time. You understand that if I do not have this set in place, I will start to slip within the love, the care, the time, the energy that I have for myself because I'm allowing others to do it with me. So this is a card to let you know that it is time to set boundaries and or to reinforce boundaries and or to get tougher with the boundaries that you already have. Especially with the means of you having difficulty at the beginning, you need to be really sure of if you are starting a new relationship for some of you with that soul connection. If you are getting out of a relationship and starting a new one with yourself, or if you are starting a new business, a new career, a new advancement, a new job, it is a means of setting those boundaries up in place for you, right? So that way it is like, I always imagine boundaries like the bumpers on the bowling, right? Even if it kind of goes towards the end, it's never going to be a gutter ball. right? And gutter balls is like, I don't get any hits, I don't learn any lessons, I don't have any growth, I don't have any love or care for myself. I'm just being here, I'm allowing people to talk for me, I'm not grounded, I'm not rooted, I don't have anything set. So I always think of boundaries as bumpers at the bowling alley. I'm going straight towards my goal, towards my direction. I might come off my path, but the boundaries are going to bounce me back right into place, right? And boundaries don't have to be always people going immediately to other people. It can boundaries of um, I go to bed at 10. I don't accept any calls at 9. That is also boundary. Starting things in that way in your physical life versus, I don't talk to these type of people. This type, that is also boundary because then you can start setting boundaries with morals. I don't talk or communicate with people that listen to this person because there are, it's certain things where now it's in an advancement to how that leads into other ways of your life. Okay, so we also have the truth. Start speaking the truth. Start writing down the truth. Start keeping receipts, especially for those of you that are starting that new business, that new role, that new job, and things of that sort. Keep those receipts. I'm not saying other people can't, but keep your receipts, keep your paper trails, your emails. Speak truth, right? The more that you speak truth, it allows you to release things that are not for you. And if the Proverbs is about releasing tension, stress, and there's that difficulty at the beginning to allow you to be calm and ease and to operate in that way, truth is going to help you. Because if somebody's feeding you lies or delusions, or if they're not respecting your boundaries, or if they're not being authentically themselves, or if you, whatever it is, it allows you to present truthfully in all life and all actualities. So for this, it is going to allow you to start writing out your truth, speaking your truth, operating in truth. My ears speak truth. My my tongue speaks truth. My ears and my body follows, right? So again, this is about being more logical. If you need research, have research. If there's not enough information, gather more information, right? If you know something, speak on it. Do something about it. If you see something, do something, right? Because with this new moon happening tomorrow, it is about that new life. If we're thinking about difficulty at the beginning, if we're thinking about the previous proverb that you had, where it's about biting through, your progress had a little stop and now it's starting again. This is new life, new creation, new energy, new um, I'm hearing transmuting new energy from the old based off of some of your infractions with self is what I'm gathering. So take that in. This new life is happening, and it is going to require you to consistently live authentically in your truth and honor your boundaries and make sure that other people are living in their truth, right? You're not stifling them, you're not stopping them, right? Some people feel like because their truth is in confliction with what they feel like is morally coded or right, that person is leading. No, if they're not operating in the truth that you feel like is in all honesty, that's where you remove yourself, right? All right, we're just going to go ahead and get some final messages. And then we'll call it out, call it a day, okay? My throat is... I like feel it. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut it real soon. I'm sorry, y'all. It took these like an hour, but... Luckily, it's not draining my energy. If it was, I wouldn't even be on here, but it's just like my throat and my voice. All right. Spirit, what final message do you have in regards for the collective for the difficulty at the beginning? With all the information, with the hidden truth happening, what is going on with soul connection for their difficulty at the beginning? What is going on with the toxic lover connection? And also what is going on with the smooth career, the smooth relationships. What is going on for the collective in regards to what they are releasing? Oh no. In regards to what they are releasing as a collective. All right. Some of you are struggling. You're struggling, but you're also settling with mediocrity, right? And it's not just in love, but you are settling in mediocrity in your career, in your advancement. You're settling in mediocrity in family. I'm hearing you're just allowing it because they have the title for them to treat, talk, and act to you in any kind of way, which is also why your boundaries need to get up. Just because they are this to you and you are that to them, it doesn't take away at the end of the day that what you have aligned for yourself, right? So again, you are settling for mediocrity. You're settling for less than the bare minimum. You're just allowing it. You're excusing it. You're okaying it. You're like, it'll be fine next time. I'll do something. I'll say something next time, and that is causing even more stress. And especially with you starting something and having that, you need all of your energy, right? You need all of your time. You need all of your. So when you're settling for something, it is showing that everything else that you build off of that, you're okay with settling for. So you enjoyed that soul connection that you had, and it went away, but wasn't mad. Don't settle for anything less than what you experienced in that way, right? Go higher. If you settle for mediocrity with that relationship where you're looking for them in music and they don't mean the best for you, but you're also wanting an apology, why would you want them to come back? Don't settle. If you recognize that you don't need to be accepted by society, by outside forces, by people to do what you want to do, and how you don't settle for doing anything less than that, okay? Oh, bless me. Oh, God. Because 777, you are a magical ass being. So it is time for you to start acting accordingly. You were able to attract that soul connection because of what you were looking for. You'll be able to do that again because you are magical. You were able to attract somebody that, yes, it wasn't the best relationship, but you were able to attract a relationship in the first place. So why wouldn't you be able to attract one that is up to your standards, up to your regards, that care about you? If you were able to attract a job and they were able to see you and you feel like you were overworked, or you were able to attract a collaboration, new business ideas, even attracting new ideas, because not everybody can have that. They become uninspired or writer's block or things of that sort. You are a magical ass being. So as soon as you realize that you are able to attract what you are seeking, that is when you release that fear. That is where you release that self-doubt. That is where you release that worry, that anxiety, that anticipation to the point of no return. Okay? So take that into a realization that you are not here to settle for mediocrity. You are here to be a magical ass being. Okay? And as soon as you realize that, you will no longer be going in circles. You'll no longer be starting jobs and then quitting them. You will no longer be collaborating with people that you feel like they're not really going to pull their weight, or they're not even who I really want to work with. You're not going to be going in circles and be like, I'm going to just talk to them since they're not going to call me. And I'm going to give my apology. Or I'm going to hope that they reach out, and when they do, I'm just going to accept them in without asking what their intentions are. What do they mean by this? I'm going in circles by having a soul connection without actually benefiting from it or learning from it, and or trying to hold on to a soul connection longer than I'm supposed to, right? And you want to make sure that you are not going in circles, especially with difficulty at the beginning. Don't revert back to why you needed to start over in the first place. Okay? Some of you need to hydrate. Your kidneys hate you. Hydrate now. Hydrate now. You're not taking care of your body. And this is that tricky weather, right? That gotcha weather. That's at least what my mom would call it. Is where the sun, starting to go down and things of that sort, which is probably why I also got sick. And you're still kind of dressing for like summer weather. It's that gotcha weather, where it's that in between, where it's like one day it's cold and one day it's hot, one day it's cold. Make sure. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you hydrate yourself, it allows your body to react to those things a lot more quicker. It allows it to adjust to that a lot more quicker. But when you also are hydrated, you have a lot more energy to do with things spiritually and unspiritually. When you also are hydrated, you are also hearing peeing apple juice. Are you peeing apple juice? When you are hydrated, it allows your everything else to be hydrated as well. Okay? Everything else. If your kidneys are hydrated, it's able to plump and filter things out. If it's not, you got kidney stones because a lot of salt and sodium. You see where I'm going? But when you are neglecting one thing, is what they started saying, it will soon start to elapse and neglect another. So if you're not hydrating your body, you're not getting enough energy to go about your day. If you don't have enough energy to go about your day, you can't complete tasks. If you can't complete tasks, you're not able to progress. You see what I'm saying? Even when you're hydrated and you're like thirsty, you get pissed off with people, you get irritated, which means you can't have conversations, you can't work through things. It works all together, okay? Which also leads to mental health check. If you have been thinking about going to see a therapist, go see a therapist. If you've been wanting to vent, you feel like you have nobody to vent to, just still let that shit out and talk, right? That also comes with the release of the proverb. That also comes with the truth card, and that also comes with the settling for mediocrity card. Is that mental health check? Why am I allowing things in my life? How am I looking at my life? How am I operating? What am I doing? Doing shadow work is also mental health check. But also mental health check and realizing, am I taking on too much? Am I not providing for myself enough? Do I actually implement my boundaries? Right? And if you can't, talk to a friend if you don't have to. Talk to a pet. Go out in nature. Ground yourself. Meditate. But make sure that your mental health is there. And this is saying right now, your body and your mind cannot elapse. Okay? It cannot break down. You need to hydrate. You need to consistently check in on your mental. Make sure that you are okay. That you are all right. Okay? Because sometimes it just comes with shutting up and listening. So that way you're not going in circles. So that way you are able to calm your mind. So that way you are able to accurately mentally check in on yourself without delusion, without fantasies, without self-sabotage, without hurt, with all these things, right? You have to shut up and listen. And that also will help your mental. Okay? And if there is not enough water in your body, there's not enough water in your brain. So hydrate again. Okay? But Spirit is saying you also need to shut up and listen. If you feel like things have been difficult and you don't know what to release, you don't know which way to go, you don't know how to operate, you need to shut up and listen. Because that is where the secrets will also be revealed. That is where information will come in, which also leads back to the truth card. Which also leads back to boundaries. Because setting your boundaries allows you to shut up and listen because you don't have extra noises, extra people, extra outside forces messing with you. What your spirit is saying is happening and or will be happening with third party energy. Okay? With that third party, it can be outside forces, outside energy, outside people, whatever it is. But you have to shut up and listen. And when you shut up and listen, it also allows your protection to go up. It also allows your confidence to go up. It also allows your connection with your intuition, heart, and mind to go up when you allow that to happen. So that way you can point out those third party energies or people that are here to help you and or hinder you. So that way when a final verdict comes and you have to choose, you'll be able to make that decision wisely and not out of fear, not out of going in circles, not out of doubt, not out of dehydration and desperation, because dehydration leads to desperation. Okay? So you have to take that in and you have to realize that some people just aren't the one and you can't take them with you. Whether it was the soul connection that was timed out, whether it was the toxic energy that was timed out, or whether it was the business deal or brand that didn't work out. You have to realize that not everyone is the one, and not everyone can come with you, and not everyone is here to help you, okay? And you have to recognize that with you losing these connections, you will gain more, including the strength within yourself, okay? So the more that you release, you have to realize that I was holding all of this. I was holding all of this. I was holding on to the burdens, if that's what you're holding on to, the stress, the worry, the doubt, the anxiety, the fear, the irritation, the loneliness. I was holding on to that. I'm really strong. Imagine how much stronger I'll be when I'm carrying light stuff like love and peace and tranquility and prosperity and admiration and recognition. I am strong already for carrying those heavy things. I'm definitely stronger than I know when I can carry this light stuff, which is progression and growth and enlightenment and peace and spirituality and all these things, okay? So, walk into your big dick energy, okay? Because we also have 333, ancestral communication. So, recognize that you have that big dick energy. I mean, people with big dicks, people with lots of energy, people that are nice, people that are kind, people that have money, all that, they don't necessarily have to say it all the time, if at all. They just know it. They act out of it. Like a spiritual mean they act it, they know it, and that's what exuberates them. That's their essence, right? That's what's collectively coming for them. So recognize that you got big dick energy. Speak life into yourself. Recognize that the loss of those connections, the loss of those opportunities were not for you, okay? And it was a rearrangement. So while you are dealing with this difficulty, yes, I said it is the difficulty. So you may be irritated, you may be short-tempered, you may be a little stressed out, you may be a little worried, have a little anxiety, you may feel alone or a little afraid. That is to be expected when you are entering either into a new relationship, for some of you into a new career, and or you are now entering into a new love life with yourself. Those feelings do come up, and that is okay. But it's a recognition of when you are checking in on yourself mentally and recognizing who you are and what you actually vibrate within self, you recognize like, hey, I got this. I am stronger than I know. I got the big dick energy. I'm gonna swing this shit around and I'm gonna knock it on the table and you're gonna hear it loud, okay? So that has been your reading. And then I should be hopping on tomorrow to do the new moon reading, and then on Friday. So it's gonna be back to back to back, for these next few days. So this will be really fun and exciting for me personally. But you can watch these live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or special lunar astrology days on my Instagram at Latiste_moon. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe so that way I can continually thrive and share my message. And yeah, I love you guys. But love yourselves more. Until next time.